With the presentation on the programs, MED and Interreg Sudoe. So I'm Andrea Rodriguez, from the ones who don't know you, who don't know me, sorry. I am the Communication and Capitalization Manager of Interreg Sudoe program, and Paolo, you already know him, he introduced himself before. I will start giving you some... Oui, ça marche pas?
Oui, ça marche, ouais.
Sorry, technical problems. Well, it was supposed to be a GIF, but it doesn't work apparently. Okay, don't worry.
Sorry.
It's not a problem. So I will start with our presentation on Interreg Sudoe. The aim of this presentation is very briefly, for those who are not familiarized with our program, to make you understand what we understand by advocacy, lobbying, promotion, communication, and what we expect from you and from this event today. So our program at a glance, just to give you an overview, we exist since 2003, and we involve 4 member states, Portugal, France, Spain, and UK with Gibraltar. We cover more than 700,000 square meters, and which involves like 67 millions of inhabitants of this area. Concerning ERDF, we are talking about more than 200 millions of ERDF since 2003, and we approved already 254 projects since the beginning through 11 calls. It means more or less 2,000 applications, more than 12,000 applicants, and more than 1,700 beneficiaries. A lot of numbers, because apparently they are important to illustrate the impact of something. This is the area that we cover. The map of France has changed slightly since 2016, and these are the thematic areas that we cover also. So research and innovation, competitiveness of SMEs, low carbon economy, combating climate change, and environment. We are now concerning the results and the impact, we assessed that we created around 4,000 jobs since the beginning, 500 pilot projects, 90 actions on renewable energies, more than 1,000 trainings events. We involved more than 23,000 SMEs, 37 actions to mitigate climate change, 31 patents, and 200 actions more or less to promote cultural and natural heritage. Currently, we had already a first call and during the one we approved 36 projects, and some of them are here today, so hello again. We approved also our second call recently in 2018, and we approved 21 projects, and now I think you don't see the... Sorry.
Oh.
We destroyed it. Okay.
We destroyed it.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. Now we have announced our third call, which will start in September, and you have all the information in our website. Why should we advocate? Well, advocacy, there are a lot of people who are not very, we will say, comfortable with this term of lobbying and of advocacy, because at the end it's true that what is the most important and the best way to advocate is to have a good project, a project of quality. But advocacy is also a way to ensure the durability of your project. It's a way to ensure that you are well known at local level, national level, regional level, and European level. So when we talk about advocacy from Interreg Sudoe program, what we understand is a way to promote our project, to influence people in the thematic area that you cover, and so to be a source of inspiration for other projects and for the future, to capitalize your results. And yes, capitalization, we are always talking about capitalization, and it's something inherent to a project. We have to capitalize to show the results and to ensure results. To have leadership sometimes in a certain thematic, and for us, at the end, our projects are kind of ambassador of Sudoe. You are the one who can talk about our program, and you are the one who can show really the results of a program as Interreg. So why should we advocate? As I said before, from a project point of view, it's because it's a way to ensure your durability and funding at medium and long term. It's also a way to influence decision policy makers at local, national and European level, and so to improve the day-to-day of citizens. It's a way also to spread results at different territorial level, and like so influencing other projects and be a kind of source of inspiration or follow-up, project follow-up. It's a way also for you to make networking, to have a kind of laboratory of great brains on a new thematic, new project for the future, and to know each other. So we hope that you will talk a lot and share a lot today. And the most important thing, it's a way to improve our territory and citizen day to day. It's really a pity that it's not working on this. So concerning our capitalization and advocacy, we have several instruments at Interreg Sudoe that are currently under development. So first of all, we have a strategy and capitalization on which we are working right now, and we pretend to develop a methodology, obviously, to capitalize and to make it simple for everyone. We are developing a fact sheet which will be available in our program manual, which is available in our website. And the idea of this fact sheet is to give recommendation, tips, and things to do to the project in order to capitalize in the best way, aligned with our objectives and EU objectives and so on. We would like also to have a database about our project, obviously, because all these results, all these source of inspiration, knowledge that you generate, it would be really a pity not to have it somewhere and to make the most of that. In line with the Europe of Excellence. And concerning the projects, what we are providing is trainings and webinar for the projects in order to capitalize, to communicate, to promote their project. We have this bootcamp, the first one, and we hope it will be very good for you. And we ask you to develop a strategy on capitalization, communication. So what we want you also to include in that, it's a part of advocacy. Concerning the event, in 2019, we will focus on capitalization, so we will organize events, on-site events on that. And concerning other activities, we have one which I really like, which is called Humans of Sudoe, which is about testimonies of users, of first-hand users of your project, talking in first person about how they use your project, how it improves or helps them in their day-to-day. And we just start in April, and so you can consult it in our website. We will also develop a manual or video. We are talking about that on the capitalization of our project, involving all the different programming periods we had, and with the results and how about the impact of our program. And we have now a community that we are developing that you can access. It's just very easy. It's like a kind of LinkedIn of Interreg Sudoe. And within this community, we want to have thematic groups according to our thematic priority in order you to share and to network and so on. And obviously, we try to make our most in order to promote your project and to create networking at European level in order to ensure that you can be more visible at EU level and other territorial levels. What do we expect? First of all, we expect that you will learn good things today. You will get good tips for your strategies. We expect you, so to get useful tips, I repeat myself. And we expect you to share among you about your ideas, your way to do, your know-how, your methodology. Because at the end, you have most of you same kind of projects, same kind of structure. You are facing the same difficulties, you are facing the same obstacles. So the way, if you can share between you about your problems, your day-to-day problems, your way to solve your problems, you will learn from each other, and at the end, it's the key of all these events. And most important, We hope you will enjoy and you will have fun. And that's all for my part. Sorry for the presentation for the GIF, which doesn't work.
That should work.
But well, I let the floor to our colleague, Paolo.
Thank you, Andrea. It seems so wonderful to work in such a way that I think we are going to leave Interreg and going to so I didn't make an historic record of the Interreg Merit program, but it goes back to 2006, and there was Archimed and also MEDOC before, in the period between 2006 and 2013. And then from 13 to 2007, 2013, there was the program MED, and now there is the Interreg MED since 2014. So this is most for the Sudway partners, because Interreg MED partners, participants here, they already know all this story. So as you know, we have one of the largest territories in the European cooperation programs, which goes from Lisbon to Nicosia in Cyprus. So it's a very large territory. I don't know how many square meters, but I imagine it's quite a lot in the world. And we have a very little budget. We have 275 million euros, almost just a bit, 50 million more than Algarve. So we have, for the entire Mediterranean, we have this budget. And as you can see, we have already committed 169 millions in ERDF. And we have committed also 7 millions from the 9 million budget of the pre-accession funds. We have approved in this period already 91 projects, and we have quite a kind of variety of projects. So this is interesting for you because we are going to see two different approaches. Interreg Sudway has one approach, we have another one, and we have this lovely PowerPoint scheme. Infographics, should we say, but which is interesting in this, it started to be just like this, and it's now very much alive, and there are 8 communities of projects we would almost call clusters that are interacting between themselves and are moving 800 institutions all over the Mediterranean, and they are building synergies between them. This is the greatest effect that the Interreg MED program had in this period. So we could say through this architecture, the architecture is how we manage the projects. And we have 3 levels. The projects in general, like all other programs, have classical projects that work on the terrain and do the studies and the tests and the capitalization. And then we have the coordinating projects of each thematics, because we have 8. So we have we call them horizontal projects. There are 8 horizontal projects. There are some of you here, and they coordinate the thematics. So they produce the syntheses and they filter the results of the projects, and they promote the results of the projects in order to have an approach by thematic. Then all this goes up into what we call a top-down project, which is, and this is the most interesting part of the approach and the specificity of Interreg MED, which is the governance project, which is called Panoramed. The Panoramed is, this is about lobbying, but it's already integrated in the architecture of the Mediterranean program, because all of the programs have the member states. All of cooperation programs have member states. We have more than member states. We have member states that are partners in a project. So they work together, building up on the results of the projects in order to integrate the results of the projects in their policy making. So these 13 member states, and it's actually 90 partners, they work together in for the moment, 2 themes, which is maritime surveillance and maritime coastal tourism, which were considered 2 key thematics and critical thematics and strategic thematics in the Mediterranean. But this architecture already it goes beyond the MED program because it integrates very important and key initiatives in the Mediterranean, like the Mediterranean Action Plan from the United Nations Environment Program. We have partners like these in the Panorama project. And we have also the Inter-Mediterranean Commission for the Conference of Peripheral Maritime Regions. For example, just as an example, because we have 19 partners plus the associated partners. And so all this is going to nourish the actual lobbying, which is already inside the dynamics of work of Interreg Med. And of course, this is not enough, this is never enough. Whatever we do, it's not enough. And we have to do more, we have to push forward, because Europe is always changing, the priorities are always changing, but it's you who are the future of the territories. It's you, with so little money, you do a lot. And this is very important because, and this is the difference of transnational programs and the difference of European cooperation. Because with very reduced budgets, we are extremely efficient and we create innovation in the territories. So as regarding the Interreg Med tools, as you know, we have built these 8 communities. We induced the communities and we started by what we call the We Are Med, and it was a milestone in the program because we made an event of community building and mixed up all the partners. And so then they did some gaming, but this was very positive in the beginning of the period because it allowed them to work and to create the synergies. Then we have a second milestone, not mentioning the first one, which was the launch of the event, the kickoff event, but we did a second one and a larger one, which was the Made in Med. And Made in Med was interesting because it showed really already the results that the projects have, and the entire 8 communities, they came in force and they just showed their experience. We had a very interesting exhibition because it was somewhat innovative, because it was not a poster exhibition, it was more of an experiences exhibition and showing up what the projects are doing in the field. So as tools, so if you are curious about these 8 communities, we had a Made in Med video area. It was a playlist with videos from the project, so many projects have done videos for this event, so you can actually go and see them. And we have built, and this is work in progress because the project's catalog is it's going to be updated constantly, and we only had it was done for the 70 projects, but then we approved the next 21 projects, but it has to be updated still with the stories and the experiences of each project. And we have also already on the Interreg Med program website, the library of the program. So we have a web platform that all the programs have its own website. And there is a common tool, which is the library of the outcomes of the projects. And then the program, it selects what it considers the key ones and puts it in its program library. So you can go into projects and results in the navigation of the website and find out more about these key deliverables of the projects. And we also had, we are trying to push forward with the relations with the media, and we had a media partner during the event, which was a Mediterranean media, which is called Econostrum. And it's I don't know if you know it, it's more or less of a newsletter that covers the entire Mediterranean, including Africa. So all news about the Mediterranean go through there. And they were our journalists on the Made in Med, and they made some articles. We also published the articles they made in our webpage on the Made in Med event. So we are doing now, not the humans, but they are humans, of course, and we want them to be. And we are going to interview also, and they already started. We have a voluntary from IV, from the European Commission, that is doing the interviews in the field. She is now, for example, today is now in Palermo, interviewing the Creative Wear project. But he's visiting several projects in order for him to gather experiences and from the end users, and what the projects are really doing actually in the field. And we also going to start a competition of articles about the communities in our website. This will go on through 2019. And this is mainly our ideas for developing the capitalization of the program. So our expectations for this training is we want very much to reinforce your capacities, but I'm just going to steal your words, Andrea, I'm sorry. We want you to be the ambassadors also, and to be the ambassadors not only until 2020, but afterwards, and to create an everlasting impact on the territories. We want to, this 275 million euros, they have to last in the territories as a benefit for the populations. And so we want very much to create a sustainable future in the Mediterranean. As you know, among our tools, if you want to follow us, you have the @Med program in the Facebook and Twitter, and you have Interreg Med program in LinkedIn and YouTube. And we have this universe of 5,000, more or less 5,000 followers that are more or less the same. And some of them are partners, some of them are applicants, some of them just follow us for news. So it's quite already a large community, which is interesting because we could actually see them during one entire day, a part of them, and we could see the entire Mediterranean. There are people in Rome during one day. We saw them. They were there. There are pictures of people. It's not an abstraction. It's not Portugal and Cyprus. They really come to a place and they gather together and they build projects and partnerships within them. So this is a reality, and this reality, we hope it lasts. So thank you very much. Do follow us, and thank you.
If you're tweeting, as you are all involved in communication, capitalization, don't hesitate to identify us on your tweet in order to spread the voice about this advocacy bootcamp.